Welcome to my channel. Think happy, be happy. Subscribe and press the bell icon button.
Three brave children. Once upon a time, there was a king. Every night he would impersonate himself and roam about in his kingdom to find out the well-being of his subjects. One night as he was roaming, he stopped near a house. He overheard a conversation among three girls. One was low saying, "I will marry the royal chef. So he will feed me with the royal delicacies." The plot second girl said, "I will marry the king's minister." The third girl, who was the youngest, said, "You want to marry a cook or a minister? But I'll marry the king and lead a life of luxury in the palace." When their conversation was over, the king went back. Next day, the king summoned for the girl's father. When the girl's father came to the palace, the king said, "Your elder daughter wants to marry my chef, your second daughter wants to marry my minister, whereas your youngest daughter desires to become my queen. I am ready for this proposal. Please go and arrange for the marriage." The girl's father had no end to his happiness. The marriages took place with great pomp and show. After some day, the youngest sister told the king, "Your Majesty, I would like my sisters to come and stay with me." The king agreed. So the sisters came to the palace to live with the queen. But soon they became jealous of their youngest sister's fate. When the queen gave birth to a baby boy, the wicked sisters floated the baby in the river in a basket and said to everyone that the queen had given birth to a puppy. The next year, the queen gave birth to twins, a boy and a girl. But the wicked sisters replaced them with a kitten and a puppet. Listening to this, the king thought that probably his queen is not an ordinary lady. But when this news reached his subjects, they said that these are signs of bad luck for his kingdom. Hence, he banished his queen from the kingdom. A boatman found the three children, a boy first year and twins the next year, flowing along the river bank. He was childless, so he took them home to his wife, who was equally happy to see them. They named them Deepak, Chirag and Deepika and brought them up as their own children. Days passed by. Unfortunately, one day the boatman and his wife died in an accident. Thus, once again the children became orphans. Many years passed by. One day while hunting, the king lost his way. Soon he found a small hut near the river bank. He walked up to the hut and asked the children for shelter. The children treated him with great respect. The king was highly impressed by the children's hospitality. Before leaving the hut, he gave the children a bag full of gold coins. With this, he also told them that whenever they required anything, they could come to his palace and ask for it. With the wealth, the children constructed a huge mansion and began to live in luxury. One day a great scholar came to their door. The children invited him and treated him with great respect. The scholar too was highly pleased to meet the children. Deepika asked the scholar, "Dear scholar, if anything is missing in our house, then please tell us." The scholar said, "You have a beautiful house. There should also be a golden tree, a golden cage with a golden bird in it and a bow. You will get all these things in a palace, but it's difficult to reach there. There are big hurdles on the way." The children asked the scholar, "Sir, please give us the correct guidance so that we could go there and get those things." The scholar said, "Children, the way to the palace is no doubt dangerous, but if you have courage and determination, you could easily overcome those hurdles. But remember, while climbing up the mountain, never look back or you will never reach the palace." After giving his instructions and blessings, the scholar went away. Then, the children had a meeting and it was decided that Deepak, the eldest brother, would go to fetch those things. Chirag and Deepika were scared, but Deepak encouraged them and said, "Both of you need not worry. I shall come back soon with these unique things." Then he gave them a sword and said, "Keep this sword. As long as this sword keeps shining, I am safe. But if it gets faded, then think that I'm in trouble." After this, Deepak started for his mission. Months passed by. Chirag and Deepika observed the sword daily. They were happy that the sword was still shining. But one day they found the sword pale. They were scared. Actually, while climbing up the mountain, Deepak heard his parents, the boatman and his wife, voices. He forgot the scholar's warning and looked back. As he looked back, he slipped down the mountain. Deepika and Chirag were worried about Deepak. Finally, Chirag decided to go in search of his elder brother. Before leaving, he gave Deepika his flute and said, "As long as this flute is like this, I am safe. But the moment it breaks into two, it means that I am in some trouble." Chirag left in search of his brother. Very carefully he crossed all the hurdles on his way. He was not very far from his mission when he heard Deepak calling him from behind. In excitement, he forgot the scholar's warning and looked back. He, too, fell down from the mountain. Next morning, Deepika found the flute broken into two pieces. She understood that her younger brother Chirag was also in some trouble. Deepika at once set out in search of her brothers. Keeping the scholar's warning in mind, she crossed all the hurdles and reached the royal palace. She saw a golden tree in the royal garden, and a golden bird in the golden cage. As Deepika walked towards it, the bird spoke in a human voice, "The golden bow is on that drum. Go and play the drum with the bow. With its sound your brothers will come back to life." As soon as Deepika struck the drum, she found her brothers standing next to her. All the three children were happy to see each other again. Now their mission was over, so they walked back home. Deepak carried the tree, Chirag had the bow, while Deepika carried the cage with her. While walking, the bird told them about their actual parents. They decided to tell the truth to the king. On reaching home, they invited the king for a dinner. Since the king was familiar with the children's hospitality, he accepted their invitation. As the king reached there, the children greeted him respectfully. They made him sit before a dining table laden with tray full of jewels and pearls. The king asked with surprise, "What is all this?" The bird replied, "Dear king, when a woman can give birth to a pup, a kitten and a puppet, then why can't anyone eat these precious stones?" The king at once understood what it meant. He asked, "Where are my children?" At this the bird revealed the wicked sisters' deeds, how they had floated the children in the river in a basket, and the boatman and his wife took care of them as their own children. After this the bird said again, "These three are your own children." The king joyfully embraced his children. The bird also helped him meet his queen. The whole family united and they returned to the palace and lived happily forever.
Please subscribe my channel and encourage me to upload more videos.
Like, comment, share, subscribe and press the bell icon and never miss another update.